It is so peaceful. Listen, the music, the sound of the ocean, and chirping of the birds. Look at the trees as they are slowly swaying in the wind. Wild animals are running around on the field. Oh, I love Settlers 2. In this video, I would like to tell you why I love it, and I also asking you to tell me why you love this game, as I'm sure that you have some nice memories with it. And in case if you haven't played it before, stick around as I have to tell you a lot. While I build up my nice settlement here, this will be a relax, chill out video, so sit back, relax, and let's enjoy Settlers 2 together. But first things first, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Mr. Zolsta, this is the Backlog Quest channel, where I review great old games. I hope that you're going to enjoy this video. It is hard to believe that Settlers 2 has been released nearly 30 years ago in 1996 by Blue Byte Software. I feel so damn old when I realized how many years have passed since some of my favorite games have been released. I remember it was the autumn of 1997, I just started high school and I had my first PC, a first generation Pentium with 100 MHz processor combined with 8 MB of RAM and an S3 video card. I had a demo CD lying around with some games on it, and one of them was Settlers 2. When I installed the game, I seen the first level, the beautiful graphics, the fantastic music, and the whole atmosphere hooked me straight away. I played it with my friend on Friday afternoons after school. At that time, none of us were an expert on modern PC games, so we just messed around with the game. We placed the buildings around with the foundation stones and with the flags, but we never connected the roads, so the buildings were never built. But of course, we later realized that we messed it up and started to play the game properly. Since then, I had many great times with this game, and somehow Settlers 2 was always on my actual computer, and lately I even installed it on my Steam Deck. So, in case if you never played Settlers 2, let me give you an overview what this game is about. Let's start with a bit background story, how you ended up on this seems to be deserted island. I apologize in advance for my French, but my pronunciation with the ancient Roman names probably will be terrible, but we have to work what we have, so here we go. The game begins in the 4th year of the reign of Emperor Travianus Augustus Caesar, as Octavius, a captain in the Roman navy, is sailing his ship the Tortius through the dangerous Sea of Storms to the Latonic provinces. However, the ship is hit by a sudden storm, thrown off course, and after several days driven onto the coastline of an island, marooning the crew. Octavius quickly deduced the island is unknown to the Empire, and thus rescue is unlikely. Seeing a plentiful supply of food, the crew decide to settle. This is the point where you have to take over the operations on the island, and you need to build up your settlement, starting from a small tent and some very basic buildings to make the essentials for survival. Your tent is your headquarters, and it also serves as your warehouse. To get things started, you need to build a woodcutter, a stone quarry, a fisherman's hut, together with a sawmill to make planks for the new buildings. As you progress with the buildings, more and more new buildings will be unlocked, and you are ready to explore the island to find out if you are really alone or not. Later, the game gets a bit more complex, as you have to manage your resources, how they will be distributed, which building receives more materials than the others, so there is a complex resource management here. Also, you have to take care of your military, improve their weapons, plan how your soldiers will be positioned throughout your territory. Are they going to be stationed in the buildings, at the borders, or in other areas? You need to make sure that your supply chain is efficient and none of the buildings are waiting for an essential material, as this can cause disruptions. It's also important how you place your buildings and connect your roads, as if the carriers need to walk a lot to deliver the goods, this will also cause delays. From the second level, you can build donkey farms, which will help with the deliveries, but you still have to plan ahead with your buildings and roads. The main goal on each level is to find a portal on every island, which will teleport to the next island, and eventually to home. I've raised the question here that if we build a whole town with very advanced building systems, why we not just build some huge ships and get the fork out of the island? Okay, let's say that the Romans want to conquer and hold these islands and they don't know their way home. If you are going to play the gold version of the game, which you should, you can play not just the 10 main levels in the campaign, but also the 9 new single-player campaign missions in which you control the Romans, this time under the command of Octavius' great-grandchild, as he attempts to conquer the entire world. So, there are many new levels to play here if you feel like building an entire empire. Wow, let's say these words again. Entire empire. Wow. If I have to say why I love Settlers 2, there are a lot of factors. The main one is probably the nostalgia factor for me. But generally, there's a satisfying feeling of just building, exploring the island while listening to the chirping of the birds, the sounds of the wind, and the relaxing MIDI music in the background. I know that there are many other games which have the same or even better mechanics, the later entries in the Settlers series, or there are the unknown games, but somehow the charm of this game box makes it really special for me. I think this is a really relaxing game. You have to pay attention to things, but you don't have to rush like in an RTS. Just give orders and your settlers will execute them. On the later stages there will be battles, but they are also very slow paced, so you can plan your strategy without any stress. Also, what I like in Settlers 2, that you can do the multiple things while playing this game. Watch a movie, work, of course no one does that, and your little or not so little settlement will be chilling on your computer screen, and every few minutes you just take a look around what is happening in your empire. This is the perfect relaxing game to play after a long day when you don't want to play anything like really crazy. It's just something easygoing while you can relax. You're definitely not gonna rage quit on this. The original game supports resolutions up to 1024x768, which is still a decent resolution for a game released that long time ago. In my opinion, the graphics are still decent. It is pixelated of course, it does not have many details like the modern Settlers game has, but this is how I enjoy it and love it. It has a charm, a nice pixel world, which just aged perfectly, especially that pixel art is getting popular nowadays. There's nice variety in the levels. You have the summer themed levels, but sometimes you will build your settlement in a snowy or a volcano environment. Thanks for our developer and modder community, there's a program called Return to Roots, which improves a lot of features of the original game. You can play it on higher resolutions with widescreen support, and also on other operating systems like Linux and macOS, and also a lot of other cool quality of life features. You can play skirmish games or with other fans throughout the net. So if you want to have an even better experience, I strongly recommend to play with this mod. It is free, easy to use, we just need the original game files. I'm going to post the link of the website in the video description. I had to say that a lot of things what I said about Settlers 2 are because of nostalgia, but I'm sure that this game is still fun to play. If you love what you've seen in this video, give this game a try. I'm sure that I'm going to play this game again and again, but also the newer entries in the series as well. Settlers 2 will always be in my heart and on my list of my favorite games. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If not subscribed yet, now it is a great time to do so. Also, the YouTube algorithm has chosen a video for you. It is on the screen now. Check it out. Thank you for being with me here today, and I'll see you in the next Backlog Quest video.